Yeah, here we are, final quarterfinal between two big players that know each other very well. And also, every time they face up against each other, it seems like it goes down to the final game. We've got Liereyy in red playing as the Dravidians here, and then we've got Hera in the blue playing as the Italians. With me, I have Daut casting, who played amazing this season as well, and has really good understanding of the maps. So, what's the first thing you notice here, Daut?
Hello guys, thank you for having me. First thing I notice is the distance that I think it should not happen anymore, right? They're very close to each
I
other.
don't know the percentages. I just know it can happen on occasion. So the distance is going to possibly affect their approach 100%.
But they will not figure out the distance. As long we practice, it was always a long distance. Taking the risk here for maybe 10% odds to get a short distance. Not sure if anybody will do that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's true. They shouldn't. They won't see enough to be able to change their approach, but it should be mentioned they are pretty close together here. Italians, cheaper fishing ships, cheaper to go up to the next age. Just lots of savings there. Cheaper dock technologies too. They just feel perfect for this map. But the Dravidians have been the best civilization on this map in terms of win rate. They have been amazing with the plus 200 wood they get in Feudal and in Castle Age.
I think it's not only wood. I think the main bonus for the Dravidians here is actually fishing ship. They carry double and usually go for the long distance. Like there's not that much fish across the lake, short one. So eventually we go for the long one, and that double saves the whole trip.
Yeah, true. And then you also have the population space you get from the house, which allows you to be very flexible with your build.
Every civilization gets population space from the house. Not sure what game you're playing, but...
Wait, what?
You said that!
Oh, the house! I'm so sorry. And even when you made the joke, I was like thinking dock in my head.
Yeah,
that's
obviously.
True. Sorry, that's true. They do get population space from the house, but they also get it from the dock. That's what I meant.
That's unique for them. Well, cans don't have from the house, so okay.
Yeah, that's true.
There is a point there. It's not entirely a mistake.
So usually what's been happening is 2 docks and lots of fishing ships. And it's about 10, maybe 12 we see. And then from there, it's fast castle into a lot of fire ships. Now, because they're so close, whatever direction these players decide to send their initial fires is actually rather important.
And oddly enough, they put the docks on the entirely different spots, so we will not see any early aggression.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, they're on the opposite side. I mean, I'm personally pretty happy about that because, like, this type of generation hasn't happened frequently enough for me to think it was an issue. And so we didn't really adjust much for it. But, like, if Hera were to blindly just go fast feudal galleys, which I think we both feel is kind of a bad strategy on most migration generations, then I would be like, oh boy, we've got a pickle here.
Honestly, I miss those old times. Do you remember, like, the middle island could be split in half, and then you can pass through the middle with the galleys, like, instantly attacking him?
Yeah,
oh, that was madness.
We're so spoiled these days, right? It's like gold is like 2 tiles closer to the hill, and we're just like, oh, that guy's gold was awful.
You cannot play anymore.
Yeah, seriously. It's like we're so spoiled. So I think it's good and it's bad, honestly. Like, I think in ranked games, I wish people would be a little bit more okay with variance, right? In tournaments, I get it. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of prestige. There's a lot of practice. But
yeah,
like
for sure.
Game, I feel like you should be able to have some maps that have the classic feel to them, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And, well, in the ranked, like, it's always Arabia anyway. But in tournament, we get the new maps that are not as tested, right? So, obviously, as the tournament goes on, the admins are doing a good job updating the map, right?
Yeah. Shout out to T-West. This season, he's done so many updates that I didn't even reach out to him about. He's just been like, hey, fix this, fix that. So, it's been pretty good.
The Land Madness fix was insane. Yeah, go on.
Oh, yeah, true. Do you feel like Dravidians are better than Italians here, or do you think it's pretty much even? What are your thoughts on the matchup?
I personally prefer Italians, but after having talked with GL boys, they were all like, well, Dravidians is the best civ. Like, for example, when I played against Sato, I used Japanese and I had Dravidians.
Yeah.
And like, why did you not use that's the best civ? And I was like, why? Like, they save same amount of wood. They have equal good fishing ships, but yeah, Dravidians probably are slightly better.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's funny. I was planning on building up our synergy a bit more before I brought this up. but in the group stage, I disagreed with your strategy so heavily on migration, and you were getting wins anyways. I was like, this isn't fair. How is he doing it?
Against running, right? With the
Yeah,
Koreans.
like the full water, and then you did against Daniel as well. Had Daniel just TC'd the middle and made some like, so boomed instead of going full water into your. I think you were Koreans there. I think it would have been a struggle for you as well. But you definitely have preferred the water approach, so it does make sense that you would want Italians, which is probably maybe the better civ for fighting fully on water.
Yeah, and getting gill nets after controlling the water is quite nice.
Yeah. So
it's a good civ. It's a good civ.
The plus 200 wood you then get with the Dravidians is why I think the
I
GL
did
boys
make him louder. Not
and
sure if you
myself
guys
feel like it's the best because you can afford so much. And since it's fast castle, you're soon going to get the additional 200 wood when you make it to Castle Age as well. And that can allow you to make ships, but it can also allow you to make a barracks and a stable. I expect both players to try this. Hera's making his barracks on the island, his starting island, and he's going to try and make his stable in the middle. And then Liereyy is going to build his barracks in the middle, which is actually ideal because the barracks... Oh, never mind. He's making the barracks at home.
It's exact. Look at the uptimes. They're playing complete mirror matchup. So we will figure out what team is better. Like, everything is exactly the same so far.
True. Yeah. Yeah, you're not kidding. Now, I don't remember the math on it, but I did ask someone to do the math at some point and tell me how much would you save with the cheaper Japanese fishing ships. And I think with 10 fishing ships, it's like 150 wood-ish.
I think it's 10 wood per fishing ship, something like that. Nothing major.
Yeah.
But the Dravidians get dock. Like, they even have exactly the same resources collected.
Why is Liereyy not getting loom? What are we doing?
Quick wall. I would quick wall that.
Yeah, I know you would. You just set the bar so much higher than everyone else.
I know. He actually managed to quick wall, but it was hitting scout diagonally.
Well, already we see it, right? Both players know about the build, right? But Hera immediately hunting with his scout to find some damage there. And Hera actually did research loom himself, so a bit of a risky business there not doing that. But nice job there from Hera, and this is huge because it delays the castle time from Liereyy.
The market is there. Why didn't he start it at home now when he lost the villager?
Yeah.
That's absolutely massive.
Market just needed to be at home. Stable would be up. Actually, you could argue the two villagers could have actually fought off the scout because loom was on the way. And a really good start for Hera here. And I was thinking about it before the series. And listen, I've been looking at scheduling rooms, right? I've been talking to lots of players. I have a really good feeling of who's the most active, who's in the better spot. And considering that Hera spends a lot more time on the game, and the last couple times they faced each other, it's gone to the final game and Hera has won. I think it's small things like that that are going to make the difference in this series, and I think Hera's going to find those small moments today.
Well, people overestimate the activity on the streaming and ladder games. That's not as important. Like,
I agree. Yep.
Viper even point out that's actually bad for the player. Like, that kind of gives you the wrong idea how to play the game.
Okay, yep.
It's just a pure meta or you pure troll in the ladder.
Yeah.
But Liereyy is very efficient with his practice. Before tournaments, I know he's playing with Heart, with Hera obviously, and so on. So his practice is 100% efficient. But Hera is obviously a streamer, streaming quite a few hours per month. And his games are keeping him sharp, right? But will not help him as much as Liereyy games in his practice.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you. In this case, Liereyy didn't know when this series was supposed to be played, and it was not confirmed until 32 hours ago. So I think in terms of the mindset of I'm playing this, I'm doing this at this time, Hera's has that, but interesting little choke point here, Daut. This would just be full demo territory for me right here in this choke.
Well, I guess eventually they will stop fighting because demo will protect it and focus on collecting relics in the middle. Oh, wow, this spot is a bit vulnerable if he loses the water.
Yeah, Hera getting loom. He kept his scouts at home because he was scared of losing the vills. He gets the dock upgrades much faster here because he had his buildings up. So 4-1 KD for Hera turns into a 5-1. Could be more. He's really close to Liereyy's fishing ships here.
Yeah, sure, distance is now playing a big role because, well, the market in the middle. If that was at home, he would be fine.
Oh, big demos, though. Hera didn't split away from that, and Liereyy stabilizes. And that was because Hera was fighting with the light cav. No TC yet for Liereyy. This could be awkward.
3 villagers will help. Let's
they
go,
need to.
girls.
Yeah, they need to. Oh man, it just feels like they had the same start. It was so similar, but the slightly faster uptime has not done enough for Hera.
And back to stable game. Like the fish, even the fishing ships number is exactly same, 10.
Wow. This is cool. You know what I love from Liereyy here? The dock in the north for a bit more safe fishing is really smart with this distance.
That's amazing. And he's probably adding fishes ships constantly their whole game. That will be unspotted, right? You will never go long distance to fight when distances are so short.
Yeah, Hera could maybe do a similar thing, but that would require him using villagers in the middle to do that. And Liereyy bouncing back here, killing the first fishing ship of the game. And Hera's TC spot, we have to say, like, kind of the worst spot he could have chosen here.
Yeah, the area of the map he took that, well, how do you call it? Like a small part, while Liereyy is in the main land there, which is way, way better TC spot. Like, there is a lot of protection, like grabbing relics will be easier from that spot. A bit unlucky from Hera, but, I mean, he could have made transport somewhere else as well.
Yep. I like this Hera trying to use his monk to convert the ships.
That's exactly what you're missing. Monks dominating water as well.
Next DLC, Daut. Don't worry. We're gonna have monks that can attack. We're gonna have monks that can garrison. We'll have water monks in the next DLC.
Monk in transport ship can convert. Give me that. See bonus.
All big booms coming here. Hera could get a 1 for 3 on those demos if Liereyy doesn't split them up. Got to be really careful here, Liereyy. And Hera as well, obviously. Looking pretty good for Liereyy at the moment. He's getting some really good trades against Hera. A very nice recovery, because I was concerned when he was later to the ship upgrades that he wasn't going to have the numbers here.
Only 2 fire galleys now. Like, let's check economy. I'm really curious what Steve is better here. Yeah, slightly more collected for Hera.
Yeah. Well, the thing that Hera's done that Liereyy has not is he's farming around his starting TC. So he's farmed a lot there.
But Liereyy got that top dog fishing with that would be that's a game winning move. If it goes unnoticed and game is even, that's massive.
Like have going down underneath the TC. This map is so tricky to play. Hera a little light on support though. He just doesn't have a lot of navy. He doesn't have a lot of light cav. Having said that though, Liereyy doesn't have many vills in the middle. He did get that TC up a bit later. He's only got 4 vills there. But God, these guys are so good. It's just like so close. It's 62 population right now, Daut.
Absolute mirror. Nobody even grabbed the relic yet. Exactly the same game.
Yep.
And then you say Liereyy didn't practice it. I don't do this build good enough, and I'm like playing every day. This is a perfect execution.
Yeah. Well, there was that narrative with Liereyy in the past, right? Where like when people thought he could be the next #1. And he wasn't getting to finals all the time. But then, like, Liereyy kept doing his thing, living his life, and then he's gotten to, like, so many finals consistently. And I think people realized, like, oh, actually, he seems very well prepared. And like you said, he's just efficient with his time in the game, which is really nice for him as he defends against Hera's light cav. He also defends in the choke and pulls away from the demo. And then we still got fire action going on the other side of the mainland as well, where Liereyy does have more ships.
In the end, nothing is happening in the water, right? Having more fire galleys, like double the fire galleys, yet Liereyy cannot take full control of the water.
Yep.
Ooh, a sneaky
I like
dock.
The forward dock.
Yeah.
That's really smart play, and that could be great. Now, there's not many fishing ships there from Liereyy anymore, so that brings us back to the top dock. But I like the positioning there a lot.
That's a nice idea, but probably too little too late. Like, at this point of the game, you know your fish is empty, right? Around docks. Well, Lierey's fish is empty as well, so that dock will not accomplish a lot at this point.
Look at the farming eco from Hera right now on his starting TC.
He's addicted.
He's got 16 farms. He's addicted to the farms, and he lands a big demo there on Liereyy, and I can't help but feel like this game's going to Imp, and having that cheaper Imperial Age is going to be so good for Hera.
Yeah, that's where the 200 wood bonus per age is not as equal as cheaper Imp and cheaper upgrades for fire galleys.
Big fight there from Hera as well. He killed both of Lierey's monks and is pushing back Lierey's light
cav.
So Hera has more light cav in the middle.
But Lierey's the only one with the relic. That monster spot from the Hera is hunting him. He cannot get out to grab a single relic. There is no way.
Yeah, even the TC spot, right? He hasn't been able to breathe much. Does kill another monk though from Liereyy. Interesting situation here in this game. It's been back and forth. It's very close. Still could go any direction here.
Well,
But-
here with more villages, but Liereyy with more fishing ships, making the population kinda even, right? Yeah, 11, like insane game.
Yeah, seriously, so clean. And these guys know it too, right? Like they're practice partners otherwise, so and I believe they also had played some practice sets. I don't know to what extent, but I heard Hera talking about it at one point. That they
Hera
had
did
played together,
mention
so.
earlier that his main practice partner was actually ACCM.
Okay. Well, they're on separate sides of the bracket. The time zones maybe make it so Hera in the evenings could do it, so that would make sense.
Well, he knew like he needs to face Liereyy in the quarterfinals, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
you cannot prepare with Liereyy to play against Liereyy.
Yeah. I think it was like group stage, but I'm not sure. Maybe I was thinking of something else. Anyways,
What
Hera's gonna
castle?
he's gonna drop a castle Daut.
I'm here
Now
for this one.
You're the best at gauging if castles go up or not. What do you think about this one?
I always say it goes up. That's my problem. Let's see.
That is such a true statement, though. It's not even a joke.
It will go up. It's 100% up. There is nothing.
Okay. Oh, man, that's such a good one from Hera there. And Hera might not have the fish, but he will have a castle, and he knows it will go up too, because he's not even building that with all of his villagers.
Confident. And look at that TC. Like, that's a smart move I need to add up to the game as well.
I mean, it's going to go up. It's all a bait. Liereyy thinks he can deny it. It's all a dream. It's not going to happen.
Won't even snipe the monk, yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. All right, so on water, though, Hera's losing everything, right? I mean, he pretty much had already lost his fish.
Yeah,
But
well,
now
he planned
it's
that,
a
right?
land play.
Well, Hera absolutely planned to lose water. It's not accident, right? He already had fish. He already had so many farms. That's a huge wood investment. He planned to lose and focus on the land. And with that TC in front of the castle, that's it. The whole main area will be his for a very long time.
Yeah, and Liereyy wants to go imp. And to go imp, he would want a castle in a safe position to be able to trap this down. And quite honestly, like, I mean, great damage control from him to somehow quick wall with the university. But it's not looking good for any of the villagers that are on land right now.
Yeah, fast team timing won't matter a lot if you don't have like a castle and few units to support it.
Yep.
And the Liereyy doesn't have any of those. Like, he will have water control.
This would be if the barracks would have been made on the shoreline. Having some cheap pikemen with the Dravidians would have been super helpful here.
Oh, another castle. Hera loves those.
So, what's the thought process from Hera after this? Do you idle your TCs and go imp?
I think he's too focused for that at booming, but yeah, that would be ideal. Like, you
Okay.
pinned in your opponent, all you need is like bomber cannons right now, and you will hold him here forever.
Yeah. Liereyy is going to click up. Hera just has Liereyy surrounded. And the imp TC choice from Liereyy, what are you doing? Go imp with the starting TC.
And castle there, okay, that's not gonna happen.
That TC could go down. If he clicked imp in that TC, he's not even going to think about it.
That is, like, castles should be able to kill TC quite fast, right?
Yeah. Especially if there's units inside. And the light cab, I guess, are going to chase Vills. But if they can't find any other target, Hera might just sit back and attack this TC. So far, it's at 30%, so I guess Liereyy might make it. But, oh, God, now it's castle. This one might not go up.
It's a perfect Imperial spot for that TC because you will never guess. Like, it's impossible to think he will go from that one. It's perfect one.
Oh, man. Well, Hera, I mean, you know, he lost the water, but like you said, felt calculated. He's had a lot more land focus here. And he's all over Liereyy in the middle with the light cab, with the Genoese. If this castle doesn't go up for Liereyy, he's completely dead. It has to go up.
It will go up. Might lose a few more villagers, but yeah, it's going up. That one I know.
All right. It'll go up. Hera will have to back away. Could lose a lot of his Genoese. Some players would move away a little bit earlier, expecting that you're going to take losses if you don't.
Now here,
If TC is being attacked. Oh, God.
what percent? 70. Oof.
It's going to be way too close.
It's going up.
I don't
No.
know, Daut. I think
It's
he's
him.
gonna
It's him.
I think he's going to lose it.
No, it's 900 more HP. It's him.
It's going to be way too close, Daut.
It's not that close. It's him.
It's going to be way too close. Hera moved away.
It's
Hera moved
easy.
away.
Told you it's a perfect MPTC. You would never guess that one.
Perfect MTC, perfect castles, perfect everything from Liereyy. Never a doubt. And
Calculated.
now, Hera's in Castle Age. So if Liereyy could just get some trebs, he could take down both Hera castles. This is crazy.
Now, if Liereyy is really prepared and really smart here, land his main TC. He knows his whole economy had to be farming early, and that TC got a lot of economy. He got water control, like a small landing group there, and here, look at that economy. That's, I don't know, 63 villagers.
Yeah.
All gone.
Hera is not. He's gone really heavy on stone. Like he could repair castles forever. He's got 2k stone, but I just feel like maybe you should sell 1,000 of it to buy food and click imp here.
He did even do the armor on the Lykel, so I don't think he's thinking about imp.
Yeah. Is using monks to convert some random villagers here. Still no answer to the trebs, of course. And what a game to start the series. I mean, Hera obviously has looked amazing the last 5 or so minutes, but just like it was maybe calculated from Hera to lose the water, it was calculated from Liereyy to spend a little bit less on land so he could get to the Imperial Age like this.
Yeah, their approach was slightly different. Thank God, it was not like absolute mirror. But here it's like killing uphill castle. Sure, it's nice. You have you're Imperial Age, he's Castle Age. But when you have Imperial Age timing, you need to kill wheels. And the only wheels to kill are on the main island. And look at the Hera. Dropping, he knows his vulnerable spot. This guy is prepared.
And imping with the starting island. With this,
Makes
which
sense.
is really important.
That preemptive, that castle, I love it. That's such a prepared player.
Well, he might be thinking he needs to come back on water, right? Hera might be thinking, I now hold on land because I have control here. And then, you know, if I do that while also coming back on water, because Leary's not going to look to water for a while, it could make sense. I mean, Liereyy, his thing, though, is archer play, right? So he's going to have the 3 rangers producing archers. Still missing a lot of upgrades, but I love this castle. He's just going to keep moving forward. He feels he has enough army to hold. And if he can get this castle up, which is still to be seen, then his trebs can sit right underneath it and hit everything he wants.
Yeah, that's the most important heal in the game. And he's getting that. The goal control will be the next critical spot. And Hera is running low on that one.
Almost feels like if Hera had just sent some of these TCs to the right, far away from this, he'd have so much more time.
And there's one hidden villager there making dogs. Amazing fishing economy. Like, that's a brilliant move. I love it.
Seriously. Yeah, he's still adding fish, too. That is so good. We'll know that Hera castled the main island. We'll know that Hera's going to be up to imp. But Hera, he had 2 castles on the mainland. Now he's got 1, and that's going to be trebbed out. So he's not going to have a lot of stone.
But he got 55 farmers. Like, that's Hera. Even migration, give me the farms. Feels like he will go Khazars here.
Yeah. He should. He absolutely should. And, you know, Liereyy, I wonder if he's going to be thinking he has the eco to switch into pikes. Because a lot of times Archer players are just going to continue with trebs, archers, and castle drops. They're not going to ever switch.
Luckily for him, Dravidians do have a cheaper halberdier upgrade that will help him a lot, right? His economy is on the limit.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, he is still working on getting ranged upgrades. I think at the very least, you have to at least max out on your archers before you make that switch, if you've committed so much to this.
Like, the best thing Hera can actually do is snipe those fishing ships. That they're keeping their economy for Liereyy, right? His farming number is not that impressive. It's all about fishing ships.
Yeah. Having said that, Liereyy did farm a decent amount in his starting island too, though. So good from these two. As he looks to expand, and Hera will lose his castle. Hera will lose his castle before he gets his second treb out of it. Hera going for Cavalier here, Daut. Cavalier with the Italians.
It's a good thing when you have momentum, right? But you will, like, Liereyy will never level the hill. You will never have a cost-efficient engagement ever against Liereyy micro as well.
Especially with the double castle. Also kind of hard to raid because everything's so squished here. But I think these are the players just playing towards their strengths, right? Hera playing towards the farms and playing towards the cav.
Here goes
and
nothing.
Liereyy playing towards the archers. And here we go. Big engagement. It's going to be really hard to get a good engagement on the arbs. Hera will just go for the trebs here.
Double conversion for Liereyy, that's absolutely massive. Like, basically killing 2 instantly and having a main shield for free.
Yep. We'll lose some trebs, which obviously hurts, gives Hera an opportunity to push back. But Hera only has 1 treb of his own. And Cavalier costs gold. Whereas just the Hussar choice for Hera might have offered the same amount of value against the trebuchets there.
And that now gives info to the Liereyy, right? Okay, I need halves.
Yep. I feel like a lot of players aren't teching into Halb earlier, though, with Dravidians. They're not accounting for the cheaper dock tech, not Doc, sorry. Barrack Technologies.
But he's doing tampering. He just won his archers first. And here's the
Yep.
barrack in the middle. Okay, good.
Wow, what a game. Hera still has pretty decent eco. A lot of that's protected on his starting island, and then on the left side too. Like, the stables are everywhere. The production's everywhere. Hera's Treb, though, will go down to the Arbalest, and this gives Liereyy time to back away to his castle and just get the barracks down here.
If Liereyy climbs on that last hill, the game is over. That last hill will split Hera economy in half, right? And then he can just jump left, jump right. Hera will be in such an awkward spot whole game then.
Yeah, I think if he has help as well, right? Like, Hera needs a big fight before Liereyy has help. You shouldn't give him the opportunity here, Liereyy. You shouldn't give him that opportunity. You have castles. Your opponent does not. He backs away towards his castle. Got a little too far out here, but he finds the choke point, and that is the dream spot for the archers.
You just cannot have a good engagement, right? He traded in the end inefficient. He lost like 5-6 cavalry to 4-5 crossbow. It's a cheaper unit. Okay, bomber cannon, that will help a lot. Now when they squish like that, the bomber cannon will be so much DPS.
I can't tell if Liereyy... Sometimes he follows so far forward with his arbs. I can't tell if it's intentional or not, but you know it always is.
It
right?
is.
He doesn't look away from his army.
It is. He didn't waste them, right? Every fight was very efficient so far.
This is where, with the resources that Liereyy has, having the cheaper barrack technologies is so nice. Like, you should be able to tech help pretty shortly. He's dropping tons of barracks here. Hera needs to find a way to switch the attack to a different area, but I just don't know if that's a possibility on migration. Maybe you do have to just fight the middle here.
I think definitely have to fight middle, and he needs to switch as well. Yeah, he's going skirms. He's going skirms.
Yeah. It's almost the opposite of what you might expect, right? Like, open range units switch to cav makes more sense sometimes, but Hera had such a good eco. He's going Hussar as well, so it's probably the last of the Cavalier we'll see. Just going to be full trash, which means we could see the Dravidians make champion at some stage.
And look at the nice rating of 6 Arbalest getting him of gold. But Hera obviously spotting that reacting. It's hard to raid on this map. It's so small in the middle.
Yep. Attack round from Hera there misses. And there's a window here for Liereyy to push because Hera does not have full upgrades on skirms yet. And he doesn't have the numbers. And he's going to take the window. He's going to push in. He doesn't have the stone to be able to castle that hill you talked about, though, Daut.
Yeah, that's massive. But he have 0 villagers on stone. Right? He will never be able to castle it.
A nice micro there from both players. I think Hera taking the best fight he could probably take against Halbs because the upgrades weren't in, but that's still a gold unit in the Cavalier you're losing. Bombard cannons from behind this doing a lot of work for Hera, though.
Actually, a cleanup. I didn't see this as a cleanup.
Yep. Hussar Skirm, pretty cost effective. Hera banking up a lot of gold as well. Could just use the gold to make bombard cannons. And we see supplies for Liereyy. So Lierey's already thinking about champion. I'm really surprised that he isn't trying to tech switch when he's at 200 pop. He's doing it now.
I think he believes Hera is struggling for gold, right? He's going trash units, and champions is then like checkmate. But in reality, so much gold in bank. Italians cheap hand cannoneers, right?
Yep.
Won't be a best option for Hera. And he already got ranges prepared, so champion switch will be disaster here.
Yeah, you need to, like... If your opponent has any gold, it feels like they mix in 10 to 12 archers or hand cannons with their army, and then your champions just die.
Will be good
And
to
Liereyy
split
really
raids.
stopped producing here. He's at 16 ARPs. He's going for man-at-arms now! It's going to take a long time.
Well, he already started production. He just needs to hide it. If he shows many times, hand cannoneers will already be there, and then the whole momentum is gone.
The Hera's going to go ARBs, it looks like. As Hera moves forward with his bombard cannons, really risky because the Treb's fired. And Hera backs away at the perfect time, it seems like.
There is nothing more annoying than Trap sniping the bomber cannon.
Agreed.
And he showed the long sword.
What's worse, though? That or, like, monks?
Monks. There is no question about that. Like, no, yo monks. Yo, I have to be specific. Yo monks are the worst.
Okay, yo monks. Now, I have to say, I don't think I've ever seen someone so annoyed at monks that they would send 6,000 longswords into Aztec monks when they have a 40 villager lead.
Too early, man. Too early.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Maybe a light kill would have been a better option that game.
Yeah, maybe. Big fight still as Liereyy has to hold this hill. He has no stone to repair. And his Trebs are actually missing some of the cannons, but the two-handed swordsman and the arbalest are not. It's a very nice find there for Liereyy.
I'm not sure, but like obviously arbalists are better, easier to produce grasping wood, but hand cannoneers, way better against champions, especially now with extra armor. It's 6 armor. It's quite tanky even against them.
I have to say though, like, yeah, Dravidian's champions, it's all good, right?
Yeah, it's not bad.
As weird as it sounds, as Hera's gonna get relic number 3. I prefer Hera's position right now, I think. He's got access to gold in different areas. I think Hussar, Arb, Skirm, Treb. I think it's better than Champion Haub on the other side.
Well, they're trading quite efficiently, and in the end, it will be wood control. Liereyy got more wood control here.
This is crazy, man. Like, it's crazy to me that this is actually so close for the first game.
Look at the score, like exactly the same.
Yeah, seriously. A sick play from both players. Like similar strategy at the build-up, but it's turned into different players using their bonuses in different ways.
But army
Feels like
size
these
for
kills.
Hera is getting out of control.
Yeah. Liereyy just can't afford to make more army, it seems like, and his eco does not seem to be quite as strong. Res collected this game, has been even, I'm sure. Hera with the bombard cannon there, moves forward onto the trep. Will take that trep. Nothing from Liereyy yet. And like ever since he clicked champion, he's
You
not
have to
had
make them.
army numbers.
You have to make them then. And oddly enough, like they completely ignore the water. Like 50% of the map is water. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah,
cares.
maybe a couple cannon galleons could make sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take some castles.
Especially
Hera's-
for Liereyy, right? Because Hera is all around the coastline.
Yeah.
Water control will destroy him completely. Like whole economy would be gone.
Especially the castles that Hera has, right? Those castles would go down. Hera wouldn't make trebs. Hera's collected 10k more res, by the way. 10,000 more resources this game.
Farming paying
Crazy.
off.
Yep.
Then how the game is
Liereyy-
so close?
Yeah,
You know-
it feels like Liereyy doesn't have the army numbers. The champion's going to have to do it. Do you squeeze in, crap, what's that tech called? The
Armor one.
the armor one, yes. Yeah, you're the co-caster, though. You're supposed to know this.
I don't know any name of any unique tech, I believe.
God, I should know this. I'm sorry. Anyways, that one. Do you squeeze it in? I think you do. There it is. Woot Steel. You were right, Daut.
He was banking for that one, but he's out of gold. Like, it's now or never with those champions.
Yeah. All right.
That won't do
Steel.
anything. There's even a tower. Like, what? When did he make the tower?
I feel like ignoring armor doesn't help against the issue here, right? The range units. It does not help.
If you don't attack them, you don't care about ignoring the armor.
Yep. And Hera's army count is so good. Killing Hera villagers right now would actually just give Hera more and more military. Because he has quite a few units in queue right now.
For sure, like, the villager numbers should constantly drop down now. That's something we never do. Like, at certain point of the game, delete 20 villagers. You get the momentum, you get so much cost-efficient fights.
I think especially on a map like this, where it's like one hill's going to decide the game. I think that would always make sense as we see the Pavise upgrade for Hera, so his archers will have a bit more armor. And Hera getting ready to take this fight, and I'm just not seeing Liereyy get an army together here. And Hera has just been stuck with him all game. Hera took the control on land. Hera then backed away and expanded his economy massively in this game. And I'm not seeing any unit go over population of like 20 or so for Liereyy. He's just losing everything here.
But he is constantly 200 population.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I hate this fight. He's downhill, feels like less unit, but he's still 200 population.
I guess the consistency and how long a player can produce is the important thing here. And I think those arbs for Hera in the back have gotten a lot of value there. And the Hussars, there's 40 of them on the field, and he's got 20 more in queue. You're right, though. Hand cannons, like maybe 10 hand cannons instead of arbs, I think would help a lot more.
Would be way better DPS. And Italian bonus. You need to use your T bonus.
Yep.
Now the next
Hussars
best
for Hera.
move. Transport 20 Hussars to the farming eco of Liereyy. Game over.
Yeah.
He got the dog there ready. Just get the transport. Just get the
It's
transport.
not already game over after this castle goes down. That's what it feels like, right? Champions have already done a decent enough job in that fight. It's the first fight where I really saw the strength of the champions, but the castle's down for Liereyy. He'll be raided to death now by Hussars, I feel.
Well, last 10 minutes he's fighting downhill. That cannot be too good.
Yep. And
Oh.
never was really able to get that hill from Hera, and Hera wants to take that hill from him.
Liereyy missing stone. Once he pushed the knights away. If he had stone to drop the castle there, like buy it, do whatever. That like what Hera is doing right now to him. You want to fight, you take that hill. It's such an amazing thing with the castle.
Yeah, I think Hera, it's slow because the constant production from Liereyy, but he's taking the much better fight. He has been for a long time. And that castle will go up. Liereyy knows it, and the GG is called. An amazing first game. Hera with the expansion, right? And thinking long term gets the job done. That was so sick.
When I see them playing, I'm wondering how I'm still competing. Like, what I'm doing here. That was like flawless play by both of them.
Yeah, so good. But let's talk about it, right? Obviously, so good, so close. But what was the difference? Because Liereyy was an Imperial Age for minutes faster. What? I mean, you did just mention it with the castle, perhaps. But was that the only thing Liereyy was missing to maybe cut Hera's eco apart here with the forward
counter
castle?
units, like basically Hera hold everything with only Skirm and Arbalest mass. They counter whole army.
Yep.
Like Arbalest and Halbs, you cannot do anything. And Dravidians, missing the light cab, right? Missing the good cavalry is a huge deal.
Yeah. I think from my perspective, and I'm not sure how realistic it was, because to me it kind of felt like Liereyy was a bit light on gold. But I would have liked to see Liereyy make full ARB, full Halp, and go up to 200 pop before ever tech switching champ. Or, and maybe even mix in some of his own bombard cannons at some stage. He never made a single bombard cannon.
Dravidians also cheaper bomber cannon, right? On the wood at least.
Yeah.
Reasonable to use them.
But it was obvious that it felt like Liereyy was on some type of clock economically because he just didn't have as much of the island. As weird as it seems to say, he just didn't have as much gold control. As split as Hera was for a while there. So
maybe if he actually stopped making Arbalest and switched skirmishes and champions, that would be and halves obviously. That could maybe break with wood steel. That could maybe break him. But Arbalest were like very expensive and not accomplishing anything here.
Yeah, and then you have the gold because like you said, Arbs were expensive.
Yeah, then you would hit bomber cannon.
Do fire faster as well with the Dravidians. Yeah, really tricky, but I think at the end of the day, just like so good from both of them, right? Hera takes the first game, and knowing how these two play, Lierey's going to be able to bounce right back in the next game.
What do you think his next home up?
I mean, he's looked really confident on Golden Pit, but then again, there's Land Madness. I would say maybe Liereyy goes Golden Pit because he's played it a bit in the group stage, and Hera might be less experience there than on Land Madness. I don't know.
When you see Liereyy home maps, it's like this guy is not preparing at all. Like he picked 2 Arabia maps basically. That's it. Like well, like there is I tried my hardest to come up with strategies on those 2. Impossible. Like the meta is too clean.
Agreed. Yeah, I think like maps like Fractal, like that map is a lot more strategic and awkward. I'm sure one of them banned it. Maps like the Wall, I'm sure the other banned it. Coast to Mountain even, El Dorado, like all these maps which could have brought us a variety of strategy, even Hideout. Like, nope, they all banned them.
Don't talk to me about Hideout. I will ban this map from forever now.
Okay. I won't talk to you about Hideout.
We can talk about Hideout.
Well, I will
maybe
say
it will be easier.
This isn't going to make you feel better because I know you feel as though if you went Elephant Archer, you would have won that game against Tato.
I have a small feeling about that.
But, so I played the same matchup. I've been doing some practice with some players. I played the same matchup where I was Bengalis, inspired by you, obviously, against Cumans. I had all 5 relics. I had the sides walled. I had everything. And I went Halb, Elephant Archer, and the game still went for almost 2 hours. I still almost lost.
But you won. I'm fine with almost losing. That's fine. I can live with that.
Yeah, but I won, but like I was probably like I wasn't up against Tato. My point is like you could have lost with Elephant Archers as well. So I wouldn't kick yourself specifically over unit choice. I think it was just an insane game.
Yeah, had the momentum with Tratus, felt the right move to continue, but in the end, probably just the best is like good old Moji way of playing. If enemy doesn't have Redemption Monks or Bomber Cannons, help Siege. Help Monogonal, that's it.
But it's so tricky, man, because it's like, you just in the moment, you can't think the same way as after the fact, right? And it's so easy after the fact to say that this or that should have been different. Like, I'm sure ACCM's feeling that way right now with how he lost to Tato.
Yeah, it's a ugly feeling, but that's why I love competing as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of negative and a lot of positive feelings. It creates a hype for me, and it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, I've experienced a lot of the 3-2 losses and preparing and having the preparation work and then having it be not enough this year. It's not fun feeling. And you know, maybe I'll never get to feel as good as you feel with the wins because you're so good, but I get what you said though, like the preparation paying off. And then even like losing here or there, that makes the winning feel so much better.
Yeah, preparation. Like that's the most fun part for me. Like look in the maps. What can we do? What enemy likes to play? How can I abuse that? That's the fun part.
All right, so game number 2. I mean, with how back and forth these players tend to be, and with how close each game is, feels like must win for Liereyy, right? He's got to respond. He's gone Malians, which surprises me a little bit based on his draft. And then we have Hera going for the Incas, which does not surprise me at all because we've seen Incas picked quite a few times in groups. And we just had a set in the previous quarterfinal where Tato showed the strength of the Incas Daut.
Yeah, in my opinion, Incas is the best land too right now. Now, I say that as a guy who uses market a lot, and that helps with them. But for me, they're just so good. They can do so many things, right? And you can, like, if you don't respect the eagle, you can die to them. And that's a huge aspect of the meso tips, and Inca does it the best.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you try and deal with the eagle, and then you go for knights, but then they have pikemen, or then they have Kamiuk, or then they have monks. So you're like, okay, I can't do that. Then we'll go infantry, and then you go infantry, and then they have the slinger, right? And they can still play standard and aggressive through archers. Combined with the llama, combined with the extra pop space on the houses, like this civ is still bonuses.
Saving stone as well for the castle TC tower.
Saving stone with castles and towers. Also, the food cost on some of the units I mentioned is discounted. Like this civ is it used to be the jack of all trades, master of none, but they're kind of like the mastered everything. Like they could be offensive with it too.
I would trade it all back for the good old feudal age villagers bonus.
Thank you, Daut. Thank you.
That was the best part of the ceiling.
Thank you. Oh my god.
Now it's a proper meta team, but I want those villagers. That was so good. First building blacksmith, send the boys.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question. Feel free to say no comment, right? If you don't want to be on like their bad list, not that they have one. Do you think the devs are against like really unique openings? Like, for example, the tower, the Noboru meta with the blacksmith upgrades, and then like when Huang was rushing with Dark Age militia, Celts had the faster militia in Dark Age for forever, right? And they took that away as well, and it's never come back. Do you think they don't like off meta starts? What are your thoughts?
I think they don't like strategies that will annoy most of the ladder, right? Like, for example, with Huang Rush, you can jump from 1k elo to 2k in a day. And you did not learn the game. It just the strategy, the opening is so hard to counter at earlier elo. Like, later on, it's fine, right? And that's like, Inca is broken that way with villagers. Now we have Sicilians. That has to go, right?
Yeah,
it's
Bohemians. Did you see the Bohemians one yet?
I heard about that from Viper. I did not see it. Actually, I saw it, but I didn't do it yet.
Okay, well, it'll be perfect for you. I actually think it's way easier to counter than Sicilians, but see, I'm torn on it. I agree. You don't want like one tricking to dominate the ladder, but I feel like with the Sicilian strategy already being an example, people are figuring out unique ways to play against it and things you could maybe try. So I kind of like that period, especially in ranked games. It's like just because it works a couple times because no one's expecting it doesn't mean it's gonna work forever, you know?
It's like, I think why they don't like it is I hear comments like, oh, Daut, I saw your Sicilians build. I went from 1.6 elo to 2k in a day. You did not improve that much, man. You're not playing better now. You're just annoying the ladder.
But like, Daut, how many Mongol YOLO lamers have you faced in your 20 years playing this game?
It's not the same level. It's not the same. Not even close.
Okay. All right. I'm just curious.
Not even close. Like this is just like you cannot. It's not a normal game, right? Like minute 15, you have the sergeant with God knows how much armor raiding you.
All good. All good. Yeah. I mean, I felt like this was going to be a pretty bland Dark Age. I wanted to talk about it. We got it out of our system. It's fun to talk about, right? So Hera going up here on 20 pop. This is not going to be a build that incorporates an early barracks, so no militia. I don't think it'll be man-at-arms. I mean, it definitely will not be man-at-arms. So just full walls from Hera, and then Lierey's got up very quick here. And I assume this is going to be scouts, but even with Malians, 18 population scouts is a little bit faster than you typically see.
I honestly think this was not the original play by Hera. He saw his gold is back, he can fully wall, and if you get to the castle age with Incas, you're living the dream, right? So let's just use my map. I don't think he planned to play... This is not how Hera plays normally.
Yeah, he did have a tendency to always like opt for the really defensive openings in the past, but I feel like obviously he still does that from time to time, but I feel like he's definitely got a little bit more aggression.
Yeah, this is more like Yob playing. Yob plays with early walls and better too. That's how he plays, and Hera now kind of copies that with, well, good map, good save, why not? Yep. It's a tournament game.
Yeah, and I think also there's got to be worry here because he doesn't want the lack of mobility for the Incas to become a problem. So if he knew that Liereyy was going scouts, which he does know, he did just scout that. He just doesn't want Liereyy to have any potential to get in his base with even just like 2 scouts, right? Because the 2 scouts would be so annoying, I'm sure.
Yeah, with good micro, it's always a worry, right? Forever and ever. Like for me, it's more annoying to have 2 scouts in by myself. I need to control them, but with a bit faster APM, oh god. When I see hole, I don't go in. I don't go in. Like I prefer them hitting the house outside.
Well, I mean, you say that and you're joking, but honestly, if you don't get damage with the scouts inside, sometimes it really hurts, right? Like you almost feel like you have to kill something if you have the scouts within their walls because you're going to need those scouts for vision and for awareness over the rest of the game. So I get it.
This is exactly where Liereyy needs to make a decision. Will he go Castle Age? Will he push all in Feudal? One rather, Tower Rush maybe. He needs to make a decision right now. He knows enemies fully walled, he's Incas. If you play to the Castle Age against fully walled Inca, well, you have a problem, my man. So, well, he is walling as well. Okay. He will stop making units, he will not transition to the range. Not sure if I like that. You kind of play against player that already opened that way, and he's already ready, while you're just reacting to the same strategy with same strategy.
Yeah. I'm not sure I like the Malian Civ pick here, honestly. Like, I feel like the maps where the Malians will shine are going to be maps where you get the you make use of spending more wood on your buildings. So maps that have water, for example.
I agree.
Here, I'm not sure. Like
gold
Spiral,
bonus,
for example,
right?
could have been really good. Yeah.
But it's like if you control the middle, you don't need gold bonus. Like you're dominating anyway.
Yeah, I was expecting Portuguese from him. I felt like Portuguese with cheaper gold units, the slightly better eco with the wood from the berries. It feels a bit more smooth to go, like knight crossbow combination, which honestly might be what you need against the Incas. Because Hera's basically said, I will take no damage. I will play as safe and passive as possible. Play low risk here. And what are you going to do about it?
And in the end, he got the archers to pressure Liereyy walls. Now, will Liereyy react to that at all? Will he get the range? Like, I wouldn't be even surprised. No, you cannot go champions, right? Longswords. They are slingers. Incas are so damn good.
Yeah, Liereyy might be looking at this like, what more can I do? And this has honestly pretty much been the standard on Golden Pit. We've had a couple games where there's been a bit more aggression, but it's just pretty easy wall. And players always build up towards Castle Age here. So I'm even a little surprised that Hera's getting fletching, in all honesty. But we'll see if it pays off.
It's a small investment, but yeah, Liereyy is close to go up. And with that mining camp on the stone, you have to use market, come on. You can get enough stone for TC whenever you want.
Yeah, I think, like, if you haven't made an archer range yet, you don't ever want to make the range, right? Like, making skirmishers now feels very unnatural.
Exactly, yeah. You're wasting the resources on unit that is not your long-term plan.
Look at Hera's limited scouting showed him where both golds were for Liereyy, and one is outside of the walls. So he knows pressuring here is really valuable.
Might force a tower or a market
This
here
is
to
the
wall.
market, yeah.
Why they hate market so much?
I don't get it. I would have
It's
built the
cheaper
market as well.
It's cheaper as well.
Exactly. And you don't have to pull as many villagers. And also, if you do this, you're still going to be pulled off your gold.
And you can mark it after.
What? Did he
Which-
do the market out? Oh, yeah,
No,
but
no,
he
no.
does do the market when he's
Yeah.
off his gold, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really weird to me. That is as clear a market drop as I think I've ever seen. And you still have problems now because the units can still break through. I'm so confused. What in the world?
Fletching ping off.
Yeah, 100%. And the Eagles as well. And, I mean, this... You're going to wait for Knights, and now you don't have gold. This is horrible for Liereyy at the moment.
Even the uptime is not that much faster. Hera is close to click up, and, well, he got the units he want to continue already.
Wow. I mean, listen, we meme on you for the market. You admit it, so it's not even, memeing on you. You talk about it all the time. That felt like a clear one for anyone to just drop that market.
A perfect building to cover all that area for the walls. A cheaper building with Malians, and use it a bit as well, why not?
Yeah. I mean, well, clearly Liereyy not playing a lot of Tetris in his days off of Age of Empires.
Well,
Because,
he's young.
he probably doesn't even know what Tetris is.
That was the first game on the mobile phone.
Oh, man. Well, Liereyy did add some scouts, maybe expecting some monks. I like the light cav upgrade. And we've seen a lot of light cav this season because we've seen a lot of monks. So it's always good to have them out
Well,
there.
Honestly, he's adding light here because he doesn't have gold. That's the only unit he can make right now.
Yeah, true. He also doesn't have a market either. It
He
still
cannot
feels like
upgrade.
having that.
Yeah. Maybe he will sneak a villagers outside to drop a TC in the middle. He still got the storm for it.
Yeah. I mean, he should be thinking... I think he's going to leave his base and maybe TC, but he should be thinking that he needs 50 gold for light cav. But honestly, with Liereyy, it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't know how much gold light cav costs.
Oh, now you're
He's
pushing.
checking tech tree. He's checking tech tree to see how much gold it costs.
How can I
100%.
do it? It's 20 gold, right? I say perfect 20.
That is a tech tree pause if I've ever seen it.
Oh, it was
Hera
Hera.
pausing. Okay, we should have known. Hera pauses a lot.
Well, he can collect gold now. I guess he'll collect for the Lyca.
Yeah, but I guess like the problem here is you want a timing attack, right? You're still in with feudal age scouts, so not being able to upgrade these right away, this is kind of your moment before Hera's units get upgraded as well.
And here, obviously, doesn't know that Liereyy doesn't have gold, so he has to back away because maybe knights are coming. You don't know how much he banked.
Yeah. All right, well, Hera played safe this game. He's up 1-0 here. He wants to get to the semis, which would be against Yo, by the way, which would be so good. And Hera's going to boom.
Well,
Oh,
triple
no, he didn't
barrack.
drop the TC. Sorry. He must have sold some of his stone earlier. How
Triple
did you
barrack, Monastery,
feel
I
Yo
guess.
played?
What do you
Sorry,
mean?
Daut. How did you feel Yo played? You played against him in groups. You probably watched some of his sets. What do you think about his level right now?
He is better version of Imperial, basically. He
Okay.
plays very defensive, he holds up, and he jabs that way that he gets better late game too. And he's just aiming to get to the late game. It's working out against anybody but the top 3 players, right?
Yep.
I think he will struggle a lot against Hera.
Could be. We'll see. Is there going to be a market here from Liereyy? Still no market? Feels like a good opportunity to drop a market. You kind of need it. Getting pressured big time here. He's going to drop the market in the back right now. He is casually building that TC, and Hera's still trying to apply pressure. There is a lot of light cav, though, from Liereyy, we have to say.
Blocking the monk tech, at least that's something, right?
Yeah, that's true. Stopping the inclusion of Hera going monks. I would have liked to see Hera think pikemen, but Eagles are so cheap, and they have so much more potential for offensive damage that I understand why Hera is probably just
Kinda
sticking with Eagles.
switch to the pikeman and the knight number gets out of control and there is not a single knight on the map. Okay, there is one.
Yeah, now there's 2.
Clean up.
Liereyy gonna engage. Little surrounds here. It's been very patient from Liereyy. He's gonna engage against this. He does have bloodlines, does have attack, does have armor. Hera's archers aren't upgraded at all. Liereyy, he's gonna get this clear up.
Yeah, he didn't even lose that many units.
Yeah,
Home
impressive.
defense advantage because like the reinforcements. Here was very careful. He didn't want to put waypoint and get picked up by the knights and so on. And he got cleaned up.
Yeah, I feel like I click pikeman immediately after losing that fight. Like immediately. Really
Pikeman or
surprised
Monk?
Hera hasn't
Pikeman or
said
Monk?
so.
One of those two things are must.
Yeah.
Well, he's walled. He's confident with that wall, with the quick wall behind that as well.
Yep. Also hasn't seen many knights, like you said. Feels like maybe Liereyy hasn't had access to gold. Obviously, Liereyy has access to more. Hera's going to take a fight next to Lierey's base. Liereyy takes the fight, pulls back the weak knights. Very good value from the knights here from Liereyy. Oh, that's super good. Could have been a little bit better if he had an extra unit or two. His light cav were in the middle, though.
Now quick walls. No, he will not dive in. Here is obviously very careful. He doesn't want to trade them for few villages.
Yep. Hera happy to chew up the knight numbers. The engagements have been pretty calculated from both so far, I'd say. Right? Like, both players fairly comfortable with whatever fight they're taking.
Yeah, it feels like the only advantage Liereyy got right now is getting away without a range, right? Here,
Yeah,
still need to
that's
invest
true.
into archers and fletching and the range. That's a lot of resources they didn't, well, accomplish a lot in the end.
Yep. I guess Lierey's game was freezing. I think it didn't affect the fights too much. Maybe a micro moment here or there, but
Is it pause again?
yeah, it's paused again for me. I wonder they might try a restore. We had a similar thing with Tato ACCM earlier. Hopefully not.
Well, we got a new DLC. Not supposed to say that.
I'm happy you said it because I feel like I'm the only one saying it sometimes. Oh man, they're testing the DLC, so the servers have too big of a load right now. Maybe I don't know.
How do you like the new tools?
I'm torn. The new civs, let's see, have to restart, freezing like hell. They're gonna save. Okay, they're gonna restore. That gives us time to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really like that. There's some cool aspects of the civs. I do think that some of the units are gonna be busted, like super busted.
One unit can already say, right? The warrior monk, that's God.
Yeah.
That's just no. Remove it.
I think the bigger issue, because I tested warrior monk, the bigger issue is actually just monks being able to garrison inside of a monastery.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, like they can garrison their monks and warrior monks in the monastery.
Okay, nice.
And they get full monk upgrades.
That's decent.
So that could be strong. But I actually think the Manaspa for the Georgians is going to be insane. Do you know how it works?
Every 4 or 5 units extra attack, right?
Yeah, so basically you can get +4 attack on your units if you're next to enough cavalry units, which is obviously very easy. You just make more units, right? It's very similar to the latest, I guess, where you get the bonus attack, but it's
easier.
The unit costs 45 gold a piece, the Manaspa.
Well, it's weaker than the lightest, but yeah, it will be interesting.
Yeah. But you can make so many of them, which I think is going to be the issue. So I think like I can already see Yo just destroying people with the Manaspa.
He loves unique unit, that's for sure. That's his new too. But warrior monk, that me tested, they actually be the scout opening on arena.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and they can heal each other after the fight, right?
And they can pick up relics. Yep.
And monk cannot convert them. So yeah.
Yep.
It's solid.
Yeah. It's just so funny to me. Like, they probably had this DLC in the works for a long time. But, like, more and more over the last, I don't know, 6 months, year, like, people are really having discussions on monks. Like, hey, this could be a problem. This could be an issue. Maybe we need to tweak this. And in the Balanced Discord, they're, like, really receptive to people's thoughts. Who knows what's going to change. But the idea was, like, we're listening, right? It's like, we're listening.
What will make the players mad the most? How do we get the most reaction out of them?
By the way, new DLC. We've made the monks fight. We've made the monks be able to heal and pick up relics, and you can also garrison.
Look, Hera is in the chat right now saying he loves my new career. Thank you, Hera. I lost to Tato. I deserve this.
He loves your new career? Hera is?
Yeah, he is in my chat because I'm casting now with you, right? He's making everybody's trolling me. That's what you get when you get older. You will understand soon. But you cannot drop any lower. Like you cannot like.
Yeah.
For you, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, Daut, you might just have to be a permanent co-caster.
Oh, I hope not. I really enjoy competing.
I'm kidding. Listen, I mean, I think you've shown, like, if age was a factor, I think it would have already affected you. No offense.
No. I think if I
No,
was...
you're starting to feel it.
No, I don't feel like everybody's trolling me and Jordan. Yeah, obviously it's not a huge factor, but at the same time, I think that it's not the speed or anything like that. It's energy. Like
Yeah.
if I play 5 games, I cannot do more than that. Like when I was
Yeah, seriously.
14, 16, 20 games, give me more. I want more.
Yeah, I get that. No, I mean, I obviously haven't competed as much, but you know, being 30, like I played best of 5 tournament set and I was just completely done. It was a team game, which is like way easier than a 1v1. Crazy the stamina you need.
Yeah, exactly. And when you're younger, you're more hyped now after that game. I want another one this good. That thing I miss. I miss a lot.
Yep. So you're saying that, okay, as we've restored it now, we can move back to the game now and resume that a bit earlier or a bit later. So we're back in the game with the restore. Hopefully there's no lag. My capture age changed Hera's name, which is kind of funny. We'll fix that. And whose position do you prefer here, Daut? Hera still not adding any pikemen, which is a shock to me.
He got monastery, 2 more barracks in the middle, and already having the middle control. It's quite nice. Then again, yeah, battles could be a long-term plan for Malians.
Yeah.
How they do against Slingers, I wonder?
Slingers should destroy them because they're infantry. But Gebetto... Oh, wow, that was a fast conversion from Hera. My god. What was that?
Welcome on, that's new DLC. It's already affecting the game.
Jeez, but yeah, like I think that both units would do a lot of damage to each other. The main issue for the Gebetto, obviously, is you got to get that castle up. And I don't know if Lierey's planning on that, but he's fairly heavy on stone. He has not made any attempts to TC or fully control the middle yet. He's really being patient here.
He's only making knights, and like, I don't think he's using his C to maximum potential, right? Only 30 villages of gold is basically the whole C bonus. Like, if he was Portuguese, those knights would be way cheaper.
Yep. Did pick Dravidians the first game. Everyone loves the Dravidians on migration. Hera used the other Civ. People have loved the Italians. It was an amazing game. It was very close. This game here, very close. Liereyy on the prowl with Lightcav, hoping to kill monks. Hera's made it difficult by boxing out the Lightcav with eagles, but he's forgotten a couple. I would dive here to go kill those monks.
I would lose all I have, but I would dive as well.
Yeah.
They're patient. They're patient.
A lot of patience and a lot of respect for Hera's micro there. All right, big moment it feels like. Hera did convert a villager, which is actually going to give Liereyy more of an opportunity to fight now because one of the monks can't convert. He used both monks to convert that villager.
Oof, that's massive. And now he's on top of the hill as well. He needs to run away. And there's no pikeman yet. That's really surprising at this stage.
Yeah. He has had the gold, so maybe he felt like he could just go full gold unit here. But oh, weird fight. The pathing awful for the knights because the knights are bigger there. I think Lierey's going to somehow get away from this, but you know, Liereyy maybe giving himself the space to move forward with the TC, or maybe with the castle.
I think he's saving up for the castle, right? That's the only breeder, and then few unique units, and he's fine to go to Imp.
Yeah. Liereyy tries to get to the hill, knows the monks are out there, and is looking for them with the Lightcav. Actually, a really good fight for Liereyy. He'll kill the monks. He also kills some eagles. Can run away with the Lightcav too. Now pikeman for Hera. That could have come out a little bit earlier for
What
Hera.
is that conversion? Another instant one.
It must be the Daut effect. You bring the instant conversions.
It could be, but usually it's against me. I guess I'm a Liereyy in this matchup.
Oh man, so many eagles here. Hera will have pikemen as well. Hera's getting raided underneath his TC. Hasn't fully reacted, but the knights don't have +2 armor, so the TC will take them out pretty quickly. Eagles and a knight that was converted into the back of Lierey's eco, though, and Hera still has control of the middle, and Hera has so much more military than Liereyy, and Liereyy just does not have the army numbers right now, Daut.
And all the gold is blocked. Every gold villager is more or less in the TC. He just needs to stay here, and if he can hold for 1 more minute here, the next wave of the night doesn't exist.
Yeah, seriously, and 7 villagers have been killed. Hera kind of miscontrolling some units, too. He could be killing more right now. He's attacking the stable. That might have been the patrol. Sometimes it'll prioritize a building.
Oh, that's really bad.
That does bail Liereyy out a little bit. We might remember that if Liereyy ends up stabilizing. But
he got enough for a
love Hera's
castle.
position right now.
He got enough. Like, this is a critical moment. Defensive castle, like, I don't know, T90 or let's go in. Castle in the face, now or never.
Yeah, castle in the face. I mean, are you talking about Hera going castle in the
Come
face?
on. Liereyy, what is that castle? You put the castle, you can resign, okay?
Well, I mean, he can't. The thing is the last 10 minutes, or 10 minutes, 2 minutes have been so bad for him. If he tries to go to the middle, Daut, you realize it would not go up, right?
Doesn't matter, you end the game like this, you lose, but in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
If you make forward castle, you have a chance at least.
yeah. Or even a castle closer to the middle, like where the eagles are on the other side of the houses. That would be way better. Because it gives
least
you
that.
cover fire. Yeah.
At least that. Like this, there is no gold access, and how will you ever win without gold?
Honestly, like that area, this area we're looking at the map, this has been the problem for Liereyy. They'll market, letting the units in, having
The
to
whole
leave
game was
gold.
there.
Yeah, the castle now here, like the whole game has been decided with that. And, you know, now it's like you begin to question, like, I've been watching these maps for 3 months. I haven't seen anyone ever pick Malians here. He had this civ, that civ on Golden Pit. Malians aren't a bad civ. They're a great civ. There's nothing to really get that disappointed about with Malians, but we are talking Hera here. And Hera's gone for a pick that you said maybe the best Tato used earlier to maximum effectiveness, so...
Well, they have answered to everything, which is quite cheap, and most importantly, the Eagles are such a snowball unit. Once you have the lead, like, that's it.
And Hera, I love Hera's constant aggression here, this game. Like, defense first, obviously, but then he said, okay, I'm just going to send tons of ills to the middle and just have army spamming from barracks all the time. This is ridiculous. He has 5 barracks almost, well, he stopped queuing now, but almost fully queued the whole time. And he's 3 TC booming.
Even redemption for him, like, he will break him out without siege, but with the monks, monks can do that as well.
Yeah. Converts a knight behind. Hera doing everything he can. Now, what do you do with Hera? If you're Hera, do you drop the castle in the middle or do you drop it forward?
I think at home right now. And look how Hera builds the houses. I think it's to prevent, like, a potential castle drop in the face.
Yeah, true. He does need to break Liereyy here. Lierey's on the way to the Imperial Age. He does still have gold. That's the thing about this map. You have enough gold to make it up towards Imp and think of some Trebs maybe, but then you start to run out. He has some Gabetto.
Hera already switched to Slingers. Like, he thinks the only chance for Liereyy is Man-at-Arms. Like, let's mix few of them. I have already range. Why not?
Yeah.
Play safe.
That Gabetto as well. Maybe seeing behind the walls here after seeing the castle. Like Hera, he's not able to use his army right now, right? Like he's got the eco lead, he's got a massive army, but if Liereyy can go hand cannons,
Ooh, that's an
really
interesting
sick.
option. And fast university, okay, but maybe you should be a player, not a caster. That's actually smart.
the problem is I could make good decisions if I'm not dead by now.
Yeah, that's probably the only chance for Liereyy right now.
Yeah.
That counts as everything, and it's fast chemistry.
And it's fast.
Amazing. Good job. I'm impressed.
Don't say good job like I'm an 8-year-old. All right, and like I'm impressed. Like
Happy smiley for
T90.
T90.
Come on, get out of here.
One happy smiley.
I was happy that you were like by your tone that you were impressed, and then you just had to make it worse.
I had to ruin it.
Listen, I beat Nilly, man. Are you not impressed?
Oh,
I know Nilly's the GL strategist.
Bragging about beating Nilly is something else.
Poor Nilly. I knew that was gonna end up reflecting poorly on him, but I had to say it.
Everything reflects poorly on Nilly.
Well, I'll make sure I remind him that you said that when we cast tomorrow. Hera continuing to pressure, and Liereyy about to hit Imp. And quite honestly, he is probably overwhelmed right now. But he does click chemistry. He's dropping the ranges.
He heard you.
So that is his best play back into this game against his full infantry play.
You just need to snipe those monks because they can be annoying. The only annoying unit against King Kinnear. And he's doing that, so maybe he will stabilize.
Yeah, now Hera does have an amazing eco here. And I think just like Hera added the slingers when he expected Gabetto, he should know I'm vulnerable against hand cannons. He's played 1,000,001 games, right? What are you open to against the Malians if you go full infantry? Has to be hand cannons. I'd like to see ranges from Hera. Could see him just full eagle spamming and hoping to just to kill the first wave of hand cannons, though, because Liereyy won't have gold.
And probably Liereyy will need to sell stone, so he will not have a good defense at home to counter the raids.
Yeah, true.
So Eagle Monk is maybe the best, but like the Incas get block printing, I believe, as well. So
Ooh,
that could be the
you
instant.
could. I'm still really curious how hand cannon slinger would go. Because I don't know. Like, I haven't seen it at a large scale before.
I think I never seen it in my life.
Yeah. Like, I think Slinger's good enough where you can at least make, like, 10 to 15 of them with the Eagles and probably be in a good spot.
Yeah, probably that will be a first option. If no, never mind. He's upgrading crossbow.
Yep. Yep, upgrades that could have maybe come in a bit earlier for Hera, we have to say. Liereyy, recognizing he's on the clock, pushing to the middle, has Lycov and has Gabetto and has hand cannons now. Hera doesn't have Elite Eagle on the way. He has Imp Armor. And honestly, if upgrades could have come in a little bit earlier for him, maybe could have denied this castle, but that means it's the importance of the fast chemistry for the Malians. This is a really nice choice here from Liereyy, and he's got a chance here as he comes
Army
to the mid.
size way higher for Hera, but army choice way better for Liereyy. And
Yeah.
also the heal.
And we'll take Hera time to upgrade. There's Elite Eagle now. I mean, gonna be tough for Hera to find good engagements. It feels like his Eagles are gonna get smacked against the hand cannon Gabetto.
I'm surprised he went for the elite first. Like, he needs a crossbow tech, or slingers at least.
Yeah.
This will not
Maybe just-
affect a lot.
And maybe Hera... I mean, in Castle Age, he didn't even make many pikes, so it seems like he has a lot of faith in just pure numbers here, even if the fights are inefficient. But Lierey's up to 53 on food, and he has access to gold again, and he has a castle in the middle. His army count's looking pretty good.
And double castle for Hera in the middle might actually not pay off for him, because at home, he doesn't have that much protection. Like a reading can come in.
Yeah, Hera's going to have to be creative. If you cannot engage against a death ball, you go to their base and you split up. Would love to see even Eagles head over to the right side of Lierey's eco where he doesn't have a castle. You can see Hera now, like, thinking, do I dive for the Trebs? Backs away. Really bold castle he's just placed to the right of all this, but he's been the one trebbing down Lierey's castle, not Liereyy on him.
I think he will sacrifice everything just to get the castle. Just get him all the gold. That's his win condition.
Yep.
Wrong units, but get him a gold.
Yep. Hera did lose his trebuchet, so that hurts for Hera. He doesn't have any trebs now. But obviously, only one trebuchet now for Liereyy, and Liereyy has eagles in the back of his base.
Oh, door trap. That's that. That's all that.
What is that pathing?
That's that. That's massive. That's absolutely massive. So
Hand cannons are
expensive.
not cheap. By the way, Hera is producing eagles from the barracks he converted in Lierey's wall, and he's sending it to the middle.
Will Trap survive? No.
Nope.
Some value of those 25 eagles at least.
Oh, man. So
What is this castle?
Now, this is a castle you like to see, right? Right on the farming eco, making it awkward for Liereyy. Could also lose all the villagers, but it's worth the risk here.
Well, to be fair, the most of farming echo is on the left. It won't affect that much, but yeah, it's annoying. It's on top of the hill, most importantly.
And Liereyy just hasn't had much in the middle of this game, right? And Hera's had time to get crossbowmen in and bracer, and Liereyy knows this is game over, and Hera up 2-0. Many people thought this was going to be the best quarterfinal, but let's not forget the previous quarterfinal, ACCM was up 2-0.
Such a
And
caster way to continue the hype. Let's go Hero 3-0. Complete distraction.
Yeah, okay. Well, Daut, that's what you're for, right?
Somebody needs to
What
be
do we
realistic.
think, though? Like, game one, really close. The performance from Liereyy on this map, though. Thoughts?
I think he actually played better, but he had a worse save.
Or Civ? Yeah, interesting.
And a bit
I
worse
wouldn't
map.
be able to go that far. Like, Hera did an amazing job to play safe, right? I agree with that. But, like, having to be pulled off of gold, not having Lycav immediately upon Castle Age, not giving yourself a better chance to expand because of it, that's the part that bothers me. Having to build stone walls to delay your third TC when you could have just placed the market, which you needed anyways. I think that's what hurt Liereyy the most. But I agree. I mean, Hera definitely picked well here Civ-wise, and he used all of his bonuses.
Yeah, saying played better is over exaggerate, but yeah, Liereyy played amazing. Both played amazing, but his micro, his control, his patience was top level. Just, well,
Yep.
not much you can do with all gold in the middle, and your gold is forward, and you're going light here. You
Yep,
are going
agreed.
to die to Hera. Like, Hera is, well, maybe even the best
Yep.
player right now.
All right, so score 2-0. Liereyy needs to win 3 straight. I actually remember casting Liereyy once where he won 3 straight against Hera. It was like 3 years ago now. It was one of the Red Bulls, Red Bull 2 or something. But feels like Hera's learned a lot since then, right?
Mm-hmm. He did
And,
improve quite a bit.
I don't think Hera's going to be going Hun Longswordsman in this one.
Oh, I will never let that one go either. That was such a move. He actually explained me why he did that. He wanted to be unique. He wanted to be remembered. He wanted to be
Did he
funny.
actually say he wanted to be remembered?
Well,
That was the reason he went Hun Longsword?
well, maybe now it's
yeah,
like
there's no way, dude. I
he
cast
wanted
that
a
whole game.
unique move. Like, why else would you do that? That makes sense. He wanted
No,
a
because he was up
trademark
against
move.
Pikes. He was up against a lot of Pikes.
You have
and-
hands. You have cavalry archer.
No, listen, I agree, but if the explanation given for going Hun Longsword in that moment wasn't I was under a lot of pressure and I saw a lot of pikemen and I didn't know what else to do, I can't believe it.
No, I mean, if you're Hans, you know what to do against that. Like, I believe his explanation.
Okay.
He
all
wanted to do a cool move. He was thinking he was so far ahead, which he was, and well, because of his cool move, I won the Red Bull. I believe it was
Yeah.
Red Bull 3. So thank you, Hera.
Wait, was that against you that he went Hun? No, that
no,
was
no,
against Liereyy.
yeah,
and that...
but Liereyy then got to the
then
finals.
you beat
I believe.
Liereyy.
I think it
Yeah.
was that Red Bull.
Yeah, that would make sense. That was Red Bull 3 then, if that was the one that you won.
I believe so as well. Thank you, Hera.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was a ridiculous final too.
Let's
Well,
talk
Liereyy,
about
I
that
mean,
final, not about like last week performance, like yesterday performance against Daut. That's all news. Let's talk about Red Bull 3.
Listen, I think we all know that competitive Age of Empires peaked at Red Bull Wololo 3 and that nothing else matters.
Finally, finally somebody to make sense. It all went downhill from there. For me, at least.
Well, Hera wins with his first pick, Incas. Liereyy went for Malians there, third pick, and he now has an uphill battle to climb here. He's got
But it's
Land
possible.
Madness. Yeah, it's very possible.
It's,
Land
we saw the
Madness, Spiral, and
ACCM Tato.
Graveyards.
If Tato did it, well, Liereyy can do it as well.
I honestly think the best maps for Liereyy are the maps remaining. Land Madness, Spiral, and Graveyard.
Such a caster. Yeah, he's obviously known for those maps. Like, I'm not even sure why Hera picked those maps, because like he obviously doesn't know Liereyy as well as you do.
Yeah, that must be it.
If he only watched the TTL group stage and know that Liereyy already plays Spiral, he would never pick it.
I think Hera picking Spiral is actually good because I have been unimpressed with Lierey's approach on Spiral. Straight up.
What was his approach?
He lost 10 eco and lost he lost 10 eco and lost 0 against Daniel and then still won the game somehow in the last time he played it. He
That
went
sounds
like 4
quite
towers with Franks.
That sounds quite impressive to me. I don't know your standards, but that's damn impressive.
but okay, when we see Spiral, if we see Spiral, I'll explain what happened last time. The question is, if we get there, Lierey's gone for the Vietnamese here on Graveyards, and then Hera's got the Mongols. Both amazing civs here, maps very open, lots of tiny little wood lines. So we're expecting aggression, and this is the first game in the series where it's like gonna be open, gonna see a lot of feud Lage armies. In the first game, it was water. The second game, we had walls from Hera.
It's hard to hold this map, that's for sure. And the most interesting thing about Liereyy, do you see his color? He's orange. When he loses the game, he changed the color.
Well, he switches the color even when he wins.
Really?
Thank God Caps Raids lets us change the color because as a caster, that has been infuriating. But hey, I will tell you, there's always things we're looking for in a certain tournament where player identities are hidden. So I'm looking forward to the potential mind games where the next time that tournament rolls around, we've got like
happen.
6 players changing their colors all the time.
That's actually a good way to copy Liereyy.
Yeah, if there's a player who does that and then splits their crossbowman into a mangonel shot, I think we know who that is.
Viper?
Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking.
Glad and correct.
So what do you think about Vietnamese on open maps here?
Vietnamese heavily unappreciated after the patch, right? Their wheelbarrow timing is now so good, right? You lose like a villager or half a time. And Liereyy is the only one who used that at the maximum. Everybody's still, let's say, sleeping on Vietnamese. Liereyy is picking them very fast, and I think that they are amazing, right? More HP, good economy, wheelbarrow timing in feudal age. Really good save for Liereyy.
Yeah, I agree. And then if you're expecting to be up against Mongols here, Mongols are known for being a bit lamey, trying to steal resources. You know where the opponent's TC is. So he tried that there. He actually tried to block the villager that was going to bring in the boar. Wasn't able to make it happen. And he'll just come home now. But yeah, I agree. I actually think that the Vietnamese are so good that when the devs made it so their eco upgrades research faster, I actually wasn't a fan of it because I was like, I don't think people realize how good the Civ is yet. But after they've changed it, you know, there's obviously been a lot of buffs on other civs and then a new DLC coming. As a Vietnamese guy, not like someone from Vietnam, sorry, but as a player who believes in the Vietnamese,
I was like, what?
You didn't know? ACCM and I are brothers, man.
I was thinking I saw the resemblance there, but glad to hear confirmation.
Oh, man. Resemblance in gameplay is not there. I can tell you that much.
I can tell you as well.
So Liereyy is missing 2 of his sheep on the back. So he'll probably circle around to find those. He's just going to push in his deer now. And Hera up 17 pop, no loom. This is fast.
That's typical Hera, right? But his mod is so far away. If Drash happens somehow magically, that's a heal. Like, he's super confident. He knows keep the quick wallet, right?
Yep. I think that obviously against Mongols you want to get loom, but I think more civilizations when going for the really fast scout build should be skipping loom. I think Land's Madness, if you're going 18 or 19 pop, you can skip it. There's ways to do it where you can squeeze out an extra villager and get the same uptime with very little risk, I think. But obviously there's some risk.
Next time I skip the loom and I lose the villager, you'll be, Daut, why didn't you do loom? You'll be casting, you'll be screaming at me. No, I'm not skipping loom.
No, listen, this is what will happen. I'll be like, no, Daut skipped loom, and it'll look really bad. But then I will properly explain why you did it.
To give a free win, or what? I skipped loom on a migration against running. Were you impressed?
Well, no, that's horrible. This is horrible.
I skipped loom there.
I was still tilted that Liereyy skipped loom in the migration game in game 1.
When it works, it looks like an amazing economy advantage, but when it doesn't, oh boy, it goes bad.
Oh, man. Well, Hera's going to get a little bit of laming in. I mean, he could end up killing Lierey's scout here as well. Liereyy should probably be careful and just let the sheep go.
Forcing some idle at least there. Trading for scout HP and... Oh.
Ooh. That's not too bad. I mean, if it's going to be a scout war as well, right? Like, both players having a weaker scout means that they'll have to wait for the second scout. But, I mean, Hera is going to have that second scout much faster.
Well, I think that's decent for Liereyy because, like, Mongol is up faster. You want to have, like, 3 scouts right away. That's, like, the combo you kill villagers. 2 scouts is not enough. 3 is, like, a perfect amount.
Yep. You surprised by the double lumber camp here from Liereyy? I know that players differ on approaches here, but just a thought.
Against the Mongols, I would probably not do it because it gives me an extra spot to protect, right? Now I need to pay attention or send spearmen there as well. Yep. But yeah, it looks so clean, right? It looks very clean economy.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get the small walls down. I think he's going to start doing that. Good stuff there from him. Obviously, Hera's starting scout super weak now, so not going to contribute in any villager kills, but he does also have the new scout. A couple spearmen coming out from both. Hera, the one on the offensive, as we expect from the Mongols. And it's kind of almost a situation where Lierey's going to have to somehow get control again, right? It's react, as you commonly do against the Mongols. Once you get your wood lines walled up, though, that's when you can try and make Hera work in the defense.
Yeah, he is waiting for Mongols to burn out their hand bonus from early game, and not sure if it's worth to commit. He's thinking about it.
Yeah, Hera was definitely thinking about it there, but I think thought better of it. Like, even him would be really tough to get some value there. And Liereyy doesn't know where to hit. Has he seen the wood line from Hera? He hasn't actually seen Hera's wood at all. It's that far.
Yeah, that wood line would have been better to be next to Bears. Like, Then you have one place to protect, and it's closer as well.
Yeah, true. Hera just now getting Loom, by the way, Daut.
Ooh, that's a lot of extra economy.
Yeah, really taking the risk there. But, you know, some levels, maybe he calculated it. But he doesn't see Lierey's army now, so he must know that Lierey's on the way to his base.
Well, that's not really an army. It's starting scout and one more.
Yeah. It's a hell of an army, though, if there's no Loom. So it's good that Hera has Loom.
That's true.
And pretty solid play from both players thus far. Hera has 6 scouts, though, and happy to hold the scout control. The next things you look for here is, will the players go to gold? When there's a lot of spears in defense especially, players will want to go to gold with an archer range. But if you do that, you're then spending wood on the mining camp and the range instead of farms. So you're always quite torn sometimes on what to do here.
Yeah, having the scout lead, then you don't need to go to range. When you have scout lead, you control enemy, and if he switches to range, you see it and you have time to react. So I assume Hera will try to go only scouts, especially with Mongols. Like, their light cav are insanely good.
Yeah. Hera also does a great job, like, even in situations where on paper you can look at it and say, why make this unit because your opponent has this other unit? Hera is happy to play towards his comforts here, and if his comfort is all in scouts, he's like, I don't care if my opponent has fast spearmen, or I don't care if my opponent could counter me. It's easier for me to play my game if I just make full scouts, and that's what he's done here. I like it.
Yeah, and at home he's not vulnerable. He's now going to the gold. I assume it's for bloodlines because he's still producing scout. That's a lot of scouts already. Double.
Now, with one lumber camp, if things start to go wrong, this could be problematic economically in the long term here. So things need to flow correctly for Hera here as he takes fights against spearmen, and there's more spearmen here and Liereyy defense.
Yeah, exactly as you said. Like, that lumber camp will run out, then the next one would be even further away with few archers and several spearmen. Oof, how do you defend that?
Yeah, and Lierey's still building up the scout mass. Hera hoping to get bloodlines. I like the choice to go bloodlines. I think it's like a classic pick. Like back in the Hun War days, bloodlines was researched every game, right?
It was scout opening, right? No, now it's like 3-4 scouts, you wall up, you go castle age. But here you cannot really wall up, so you need more scouts.
Liereyy still doesn't know where Hera's freaking woodline is. He still hasn't scouted it at all. I feel like I'd be looking around a little bit more for it.
When you see the point of view, it's understandable that he didn't spot it.
It's true. He has been around and he's looped around to the gold, and Hera tried to get the quick walls down. Hera will be fine here, though. He's fighted off with the Vills. He's got scouts here with bloodlines now. That's funny, though. I mean, that is a disastrous woodline for Hera if it ever gets spotted. He hasn't even fully walled it in, which is wild to me.
Idle TC from Liereyy is actually quite high. He does have wheelbarrow, but that's still like 2 villagers down only from that.
Yeah, that's true. Blacksmith behind all this for Liereyy and a couple more walls. Both players have played so good. We really haven't had a lot of damage done here. And Hera goes up to Castle Age. And like you said, Daut, it's like, I don't think he's going to shy away from making more scouts, considering the Mongol Light Cav also have more HP.
And also, it's graveyards. It's a lot of relics to contest.
Yep. Oh, big moment in this game. Double group here from Liereyy. No bloodlines. He pulls off the spearman on the one side, goes for villager kill. Hera has his own scouts in defense. A little surprised Liereyy didn't go for that Vill, but there's 2 armies he's got to control, and he still has to macro at home. So
he is still upgrading scouts while Hera is up. The timing of the night. Oh, actually, Lancers. Lancers kill the walls, right?
Yep.
Light here plus Lancers and the relic collection at home. Looking really good for that one lumbercamp player. Man, that's impressive.
Yeah, and now the scouts are going to find Lierey's scouts, and Lierey's probably like, where can I do damage here?
To the wood.
Yeah, to the wood that he doesn't see. He still hasn't seen the wood line. Like, that's such a big deal here. I guess he maybe will notice the new lumber camp eventually here as he heads in towards the goal. Liereyy knows he's going to die if he doesn't do damage soon. He's bringing all his spears with him here.
I'm not sure if he's hiding those scouts, running away, or he's searching for the woodline at this point. Like, he still doesn't know. He doesn't know about a single one.
Yeah, it's so funny how that could easily be Hera saying, yo, what's up with the wood on this map or something, right? And then it's actually helping Hera massively here. Oh, amazing defense from Hera, though. Like, the wood line that Liereyy has just now spotted was defended. The gold's been quick-walled. He only lost 1 villager there. He'll be in Castle Age in, well, now.
And do we see like upgrade? But it's only 1 stable?
Yeah, just one stable. That is a surprise.
Okay, now it's second one. Well, when you
Like
have
to have upgrade.
one Lumbercamp for a very long time.
My thing is here, Liereyy has all of his spears forward right now. He brought him forward to push. He doesn't have spearmen at home. This is going to be devastating. He needs to wall.
And
He knows that
Roswell
Hera's
have
here.
like 100 HP, right? 98, I believe.
Yeah, like he knows Hera's here. He sees Hera's coming. He sees the light cab upgrade. Hasn't pulled the vills yet. Liereyy, you've got to get out of here.
Cannot even quick wall or just that.
Yeah, just didn't feel like he could really do it from Hera. And Hera gives us a 3-0. Hera played amazing today, and I kind of said it at the start. I don't know what it is. I'm like way too involved and think about it way too much sometimes. But, coming into this series, Liereyy had an amazing group. Liereyy, one of the favorites any series he plays. But I really felt like Hera had learned some lessons in that crazy group 3, losing some games here or there, played on a variety of maps. And Hera delivers here. And Liereyy, knocked out in the quarterfinals, won't have a chance to compete further. So there'll be Hera against Yo in one semifinal, and then Viper against Tato in another semifinal for this season. It should be really good.
Yeah, should be amazing. Like Hera, well, if he wins this one, I think we can clearly say that he's number one. And the performance he put against Liereyy, like, even first game migration, that was probably the best one of the set. Super close, everything neck to neck, and then somehow a small lead leads to the bigger lead, and eventually he just like unstoppable.
Yeah, and just lots of confidence in every decision, playing his game all the time. No question over any civ selection or anything. It's just so easy to look at what Hera did today and just have full faith in every decision he made. Liereyy, it's a bit tricky for him, right? There's always such high expectations because he's done so well. But the last couple times he's faced Hera, Hera's had his number with just one win. And then here, Hera gets 3 in a row. So maybe game number 1 kind of broke Lierey's spirit a little bit. I'm not too sure. But a bit of a disappointing quarterfinal based on what it could have been dealt, but I still had fun.
Well, the last game is only like, now I'm checking the scores. Economy, same. Killer death ratio, same.
Yep.
If you look at the stats, game is still playing.
I agree. I think like there for Liereyy, he sensed that Hera was up and tried to bring the spears forward. And that's actually the last place he needed the spearmen to be. I understand the thinking though, but he really needed a few more spears at home.
Or if you go forward like that, well, you need to send villagers, start towering. That tower will be insane, hitting the lumber, farm, gold, everything.
Yep.
And Hera, use market.
Yep, that's true. Hera wouldn't be able to buy